Hi, I'm Alan from Newlands Pets, and something that's been coming up a lot recently is about moving to raw, and it is fantastic to see so many people want to feed their dogs better, and we really like raw obviously, and it's a great option to look at. So if you are moving to raw, there seems to be a little bit confusion on how to actually physically do it. There's loads of options, and as with anything these days, you can find pretty much every method on Google. The one we prefer and the one we've gone with for the last 10 years and seems to work with so many dogs is the gradual changeover. So getting your dog used to the food gradually. And how you do that is you get some of the new raw and you feed a little bit of that and reduce your old food very, very slightly. Ideally, you're looking to feed, let's say, 25% of the new food for a few days and reducing your old food by about 25%, so feeding 3/4 of that one. And then as we're used to that, after 2 to 3 days we go to 50-50, so you're feeding half and half. You can either do that separately at different points of the day if you want to, or some people prefer to do it in the same meal as well. And then we go over to feeding more of the new food, so 75% of the new food and less of the old food. And eventually we get there in about 10 days. Now, every dog is different. Some dogs take longer to feed and change over to the new food. And some dogs, by the time we get to 50-50, just point blank refuse to eat the old food. And then you haven't got much of a choice, you just move over. And honestly, it's probably the dog telling you that they're ready to move over. There are some people who say just move straight onto the new food, and I'm sure that does work sometimes. We've found that can cause problems, so we prefer a gradual move over. Now, if you've got a very small dog, that can be quite tricky to do because you're going to be wasting some food. So the majority of the foods, including our food, this one here, only comes, the smallest it comes is 500 grams. So if you've got a tiny dog, I would look at some of the nugget forms, the Nature's Menu or the True Instinct ones, which come in really, really small nuggets. And then if you want to be super cautious about it, feed one of those as a treat and then go from there. Check your dog's getting on with it first. Don't go out and buy acres and acres of raw. Although 90, maybe 99% of all dogs get on with raw, it isn't right for every single dog. It doesn't suit every single dog, and it doesn't suit every single lifestyle. So make sure you start off cautiously, just buy about a week's worth, something like that, and then see whether your dog's getting on with it. Getting on with it. So as soon as you're ready to make a move, make sure you give us a call if you've got any questions at all. Drop us a message or something like that. Message us or comment on this video. We'll get back to you and we can advise you on how best to do it.